Good morning, good day. How are you this glorious day? Hello, hello, welcome. Anyone tell me what show that's from? It's from a musical that is from a little bit a while ago. So if you can tell me, let me know in chat. And if you don't know, go ahead and put where you're watching from in chat. Hello, it is good to see you all. Some familiar faces. Valeria's been here pretty much every day. Our friend Ravi. Hi, Anthony. And of course, Steve Festus Casaboom. Of course, he's here. He's always here. Let me know about the audio levels as well. If the music's too loud, any of that, let me know, and I will cater to your preferences because I am here for you. That's right. My name is Andrew Hockrattle, and I am your host, guide, and audio technician for the next 2 weeks. We're finishing up our first week of the Daily Creative Challenge. Aww, but we still have a week left. Yay! So make sure that you stick around today as well as next week for a new Daily Creative Challenge in Adobe Illustrator every single day. And yes, thanks so much for joining us, Valeria, every day. And I've been seeing you've been doing the challenges too, which has been great. So let's hop in and tell you some ways that you can be involved in our daily creative challenges. So the first is to come right here to behance.net/challenge/illustrator. Hi from Sweden, Peter. That's awesome. I've always wanted to visit Sweden. You can come to behance.net/challenge/illustrator. You can click on this little button right here. It will have your name and say, hey, take the challenge. You can click on that and it will give you a notification in your little bell right here. Every single time that there is a new challenge, it will give you that bell. And you'll know that there's a new challenge up, there's a new video, and you can tune in. And Ravi, USA, yes, we are heading to the USA back home, right where I am, my homeland, if you will. And just to remind you, we are doing a world tour this time for the Daily Creative Challenges, making our way all the way around the world. We started in Paris, we went to Sydney and Melbourne, and now we are back in the USA. And next week, to start out on Monday, I believe that we're either traveling to Egypt, Brazil, or maybe India. We'll see where we head out to. I believe it's Egypt. So tune in again next week as we continue our daily creative challenges. The other place that you can get involved is right here, bit.ly/AI Discord. This is the place to be, where all the cool kids are, and where all of your dreams come true. So you can hop on over into that Discord. You'll see people posting all of their challenges that they've been working on. Some awesome stuff using the ARC tools, creating the animals from our last challenges. We made a sweet little turtle. So if you want to, you can actually hop back over here and you can click watch video to catch up on past challenges. You can watch how to make an animal, how to make the ARC tool doing the Sydney Opera House, and Carol will be walking like an Egyptian. I don't think I will, but I will be taking you on a tour of the pyramids, which I got to go to last year, and it was amazing. So you can do that. If you want to catch up on other challenges that aren't me, you're like, man, this guy is so much. He's so much to take in. You can go back and watch some of the other task challenges and catch up on more things to learn from Adobe Illustrator. All right, so the other thing I want to tell you about is Adobe Max is coming up. Again, we have to sing it because it's very special. Adobe Max coming up October 22nd and 20th through the 22nd. So 20 days from right now. Make sure you are registered, make sure you sign up, and make sure you add my courses to your calendar schedule. You can search in the course catalog for speakers. And the last thing, chat, I have a question for you. Do you love free stuff? That's the question. Do you love free stuff? Very easy answer. I think the answer is yes. And if you love free stuff and you love learning, you'll want to tune in today at 2:30 p.m. In just a couple hours from now for Office Hours with Nick Longo. We are in the middle of our fall semester. It's a semester-long class to teach you how to level up your career. And today we are giving away, drumroll please, a year subscription of Adobe Creative Cloud. We've got a ton more prizes, and we are at our midterm, so it's the perfect time to jump on and hang out. Go ahead and put in your calendars, 2:30 Pacific Standard Time. You can tune in for Adobe Office Hours and hopefully win some free stuff. And Chris, any ticket giveaways for Max? It's free. You can sign up and register for free online today. All right, that was a lot of announcements, and hopefully you guys are jazzed up, ready to learn for the entirety of the day, not just right now. There's some great programming as well as office hours a little bit later. So that is all the time I have to talk. So let's go ahead and hop into our challenge. Today, we are heading back to the USA on our Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge World Tour. Oh, hello. We're back. We are here, and yes, we are in the US of A. We are in our USA costume, nice little leather jacket, and of course, we need to speak to the manager. Now, what we're going to be doing today doesn't necessarily pertain specifically to the USA. It's just what came into my mind when I thought about working with the line tool. Today, we are going to be working with the line tool to create a flag. Now, your flag can be for literally whatever you want. It can represent you, it can represent your country, it can represent your city, whatever you want. And Ravi, I don't know the name of this music actually. This is a playlist that we have for Adobe Live that was made by someone, and it is just somewhere on there. I don't know. I'm so sorry. But we are going to be making flags today. You can make whatever you want. Again, on these streams, there's no wrong answers. You can literally do whatever you want, and I won't judge you. I will celebrate your creative accomplishments and your exploration. So go ahead and explore that. Let's go ahead and jump into what we're doing today. We're going to be talking about some indexes as well as some symbols. Indexes are things that give us information. So just like a smoke indicates fire, sometimes maybe an arrow indicates that we need to move that way, that it's all about telling information. So today we're going to leverage indexes as well as using a lot of the line tools. So let's hop in, and I'm going to show you, I'm actually going to move this stamp. And again, we're designing a flag today using lines, tools, and indexes. We're going to use the the line tools and the indexes. I just said that. And of course, from Purple Mountain's Majesty, above the fruited plain. Yeah, above the fruited plain. That's right. We are going to be working on some stuff for good old America. And the first thing that I want to show you is the line tool right here. Now, the line segment tool is just a backslash. So you can click here and you can click and drag, and it will make straight lines wherever you want them to be. Super easy, and you can use this for stuff. I technically use the pen tool a lot more, but it is a great resource. And you're saying, Andrew, the whole lesson is supposed to be about the line tool. Wrong. The whole lesson is about line tools, plural. That's right. We're having a little bit of a shift on it. So what we're going to do is click and hold here. And we've looked at the arc tool already, but today I'm going to show you the rectangular grid tool. Raise your hand in chat if you have ever used this tool. I'm guessing there's going to be no hands because I've pretty much never used this and then started using it recently when I've laid out grids, right? So when we're looking at a flag, we understand that a flag is a symbol for something. It represents something, and there's a certain rules that come with that, and a lot of it is working on grids. So with the rectangular grid selected, we can click, and from here it will open up a dialog box. It'll ask us what's the width, what's the height, and then how many horizontal dividers we want. So this is going to make basically a grid for us to work off of. So when working with a flag, I'm going to use the rule of thirds and do 3 horizontal dividers and 3 vertical dividers. So that's going to create lines for each of those. So we're going to hit OK. And there we go. Now it has made the grid for us. It looks like it doesn't have any stroke on it. And so what you can do with the line tool is you can apply a stroke up here with it selected, and it will apply a stroke to this shape. We can then change the width of that stroke by coming up here and just increasing this line right here. And Matt has actually used this tool. Great job. So we're going to go ahead and center this in here. If you need to resize it very easily, even though these are individual lines, because we made it with the grid tool, it will rescale and stretch to wherever you need it. So super, super handy in Illustrator if you ever need to create windows, if you ever need to create any kind of grid, that's the way to do it, as opposed to repeating and making a whole bunch of stripes or trying to do something more complex. So there we go. So we have these, and we're not actually going to use them. So the line tool is specifically powerful to be used for grids. So we're going to go to a View, Guides, and hit Make Guides. What that's going to do is whatever the shape we have is it's going to turn it into guides. Now, it's disappeared, and if it does that for you, you can go to View, Guides, and Show Guides, or guides are just turned off. So show guides, oh, there's all kinds of stuff here. So we're going to go to View, Guides, and Clear Guides. There are things hiding. We're going to go ahead and just stretch out another one of these. And what's nice is it does save your settings. So you can make that grid again very easily. And we are going to make guides. And now we have a guide to work off of. Now I'm going to show you some ways to play around with the line tool. So when I think of the USA and when I think of flags, I always think of from the mountains to the prairies to the oceans wide of foam. I always think of that. And so we're going to show you how to use the line tool to make those things. And I'm going to represent them on a flag using indexes, right? Things that indicate that it is those things. So we're going to start with the prairies, right? So with the prairies, we're going to take the line tool, and what we're going to do is we're going to click and drag holding shift over to the right on this line. Again, we're using the rule of thirds. I'm going to take this up to about 50. So we're going to make it a pretty thick line right there. Let's take it to 100. Why not? And from here, we have thusly created the prairies, right? So simple line, but as an index, because it is referencing the country, because it's referencing the song, something flat, right? Prairies are flat. It could be a prairie. Now, an index can also be the relation of things to each other. So we're going to add some contrast here to make this look more like a prairie. So from the mountains to the prairie, so we're going to do the mountains next. Now with the mountains, we're actually going to take the exact same line. We're going to use the line tool right there, line segment tool. We're going to drag it over, and now we're going to augment this. We're going to try to keep everything as simple as possible. So with this simple line, we're going to go to Effect, Distort and Transform, and then Zigzag. So using the zigzag, it is going to take settings, and the option here is the size. That's the amount of zig and zag that we want. So we want a lot of zig and a lot of zag. And then from there is rides per segment. That's how many times will it go up and down between the line segment that you have created. So we can do a whole bunch, or we can bring it down and just do a few. So we're going to probably take this down about there. That looks good. And we're going to hit OK. We want corner selected so that it is nice and sharp. Can you make a square grid from the rectangular grid tool? Absolutely you can. If I literally grab it right here and I drag it out, boom, square grid. Super easy for making waffles. You just hold shift and it will keep it proportionate. So we have made the zigzag right here using that effect, and it literally is just a line segment. And now we're going to grab one more line segment because we have the mountains, we have the prairies, and now we need the oceans. So we're going to grab right here and click and drag all the way across the bottom, again using the rule of thirds, and I'm trying to reference the shape of the American flag. So here we're going to go to Effect, and we're going to go to Zigzag one more time. And from here, instead of doing corner, right, so sharp corners are an index that it represents mountains, right? Then it starts to become a symbol for a mountain. So the index is the point, giving us information that, hey, this is a mountain. The flat one, hey, because this is flat and there's something pointy above it, maybe the thing above it is a mountain and the thing below it is a prairie. So we need the oceans, white with foam, and the oceans are going to be wavy, right? We're going to try to make it look like it's wavy. Yes, and the waffles. So doing that, what we can do is we had it set to corner, right? And it had these nice little peaks for us to make those mountains. We can come over here and click on smooth, and that is going to take it from being pointy and smooth those out to make nice, perfect waves. This took me forever to find out, and I used to try to do this with a pen tool, and it was a nightmare. So it's super easy to do with zigzags. We can add as many little ripply waves as we want in there. Let's do one less, and that looks pretty good to me. So we're going to hit OK. And from there, we're on our way. We're going to pull this out just a little. Actually, we'll do that after the fact. So we have made the mountains, we have made the valleys, and we have made the oceans white with foam. So all of those we have made on our flag. Now the other thing that we need is probably something over here. Now with the line segment tool, let's actually use the rectangular grid tool one more time. We're going to click, and here I actually just want to do 2 of each. We're going to use this as an element. We're going to hit OK, and it's going to make that nice little waffle grid for us. And from there, I'm going to use this over here. So just click and drag. And again, you can click and drag wherever you want to make that. We're going to set this to about 20. There we go. And from there, we are going to play around with that idea, right, of the American flag. Now, what I'm noticing is that it's aligned to the center, right? And we're having a little bit of trouble down here. So what I want to do is I actually want to take this grid that we've created. I'm going to right click and hit ungroup. And what that's going to do is now each of these is its own shape. We have the box outside, and then we have the lines in the middle. So I'm going to drag this box on the outside down to be flush right here. So you'll see that the lines are lining up, but it's not quite lining up because it's aligned differently. So the way to change that is to come over here to the stroke panel, and we can align to the inside, the outside, or the center of the line. So when using the line segment tool, we're going to go ahead and align to the inside or the outside. So we'll do the inside, and you can see that it now is getting pretty close to lining up with that. We'll call it a win. Why not? And these we can simply select, and then I'll drag them down, and it will keep those proportions nice and tight for us. Perfect. All right, so from there, we're going to grab this outside shape and just increase the stroke a bit. Let's take it all the way up. There we go. So now we've got something cool over here. We've got our mountains, we've got our valleys. So what we can do is we're going to drag these out. And with the line segment tool, it's great because you can literally just grab an anchor point and move it over so that we have a nice kind of clean line with these mountains. It is going to augment your zigzags. And yes, love to zigzag. It's going to augment your zigzags, but that's no problem because we are working and we can edit after the fact. So I'm just making a big box here over the whole thing, and then I'm going to right click and make a clipping mask so that it's masked into that shape. So same thing here. I want to grab this anchor point, and you know what? Let's just pull it all the way across so that it's even. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to take these line segments that we have here and maybe add a little bit more information. So let's grab these line segments, and instead of being full on, they feel like they could get a little heavy, especially if I do something like this. Let's go ahead and play around with some options that we can do over here in the stroke panel. So what I want to do is play around with the dashed line. So using the line segment tool, instead of leaving as a full thick stroked line segment, we can click on dashed line. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow us to put dashes along that path that we've made. Right here in these settings, we can say how much of a dash we want, how much of a gap that we want, and do all of those settings. So let's say we want 4 pixels, so pretty small, and then maybe the gap we want to be 8. So that's going to change each time. We also can do something like this, to where we can go 4 on the first one, then we can go 8 on the next one with a 2-point gap, and then we can go to 10 with a 5-point gap. Why not? So you can set all of those individually to make a really interesting kind of weird repeating dashed line, or we can simply set it how I'm going to, just evenly all the way across. So even that is a little bit too little. So let's go up to 20 on these. There we go. So now we've got 20 all the way across. That is looking good. And we have created a dashed line using the line segment tool. So this is looking good, but it has some alignment issues. So what we can do is we're just going to drag these. And again, because it's just a line, very easy to augment, very easy to use, and to communicate. So we are communicating again using indexes. We have the mountains with the sharp points telling us that they are mountains. We have the prairie right here, and then we have the ocean down here with the waves. Something else that can be used as an index, and yes, it does look like a barcode. Something else can be used as an index is color. So if I want to give you information that this is indeed an ocean, what kind of color would I use? Blue. Super easy. So what we're going to do is we are going to hop in here and we're going to use some blue. Now I'm going to show you something real quick before I make a copy of this. So I'm going to pull this over to the side, and what I want to show you is, as complex as our design is right now, when I hit Command or Control Y, you'll see that it is literally all line segments. So it is super clean, very agile. We can adjust it, we can change it on the fly, we can make any augmentations that we need. It is all line segments using the line segment tool. And if we turn that off, you can see that we have the zigzag effect here, we have the stroke with the dashed lines here, and then another zigzag that is rounded down here. So super powerful. And now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and release that clipping mask. I'm going to select all of this. Actually, let's show you on the bottom one. With these, I can go to Object and Expand Appearance. What that's going to do is it will take the stroke, and now we have a stroke that is a wave. So now it's taken that line segment and it has applied the zigzag effect and given us a new line and a new path to follow. So simply, if I want to fill this in with blue underneath, check this out. I can make a copy of it, and I'll come over here and just use the pen tool and fill in this bottom part. We're hitting Shift X to change the stroke to the fill. Oops. And we'll fill this in with a nice blue in the background. Looking good, right? And yes, it does look like a barcode. And since this is the path now, again, we can copy, we can paste, and use the pen tool to continue our journey all the way across and make this blue all the way through. Make it a different blue, why not? And again, the ocean's white with foam. Now they're white. So you can keep playing around. You can make your beautiful flag. Prairies would probably be yellow, and then the mountains would probably be some kind of gray. Some kind of brown. So you can play around with this, and I want you to make your own flag. I want you to tell a story without showing exactly what it is, right? Use indexes to imply things. Use color, use shape, and try to think of what are the forms that I'm trying to communicate in my flag. Once you're done with that, of course, I want you to post it right here at bit.ly/AI Discord. Post it in there, and I'll be going live tonight to hang out with all of y'all and give you some feedback on your challenges, hang out, drink some water, and just kick it. So come hang out for that stream a little bit later. You can follow along on Behance or right here on social media for that stream tonight. So post it in Behance, and if you want to catch up or you missed something or I talked too fast or you're like, I got bored so I tuned out and now I'm coming back at the end and what did I miss? You can catch up right here, behance.net/challenge/illustrator. And thank you. I literally said purple mountain sherry and then made them brown. So yes, they should be purple. Thank you so much. So hopefully you can get caught up over the weekend. Yes, Megan, this is the place to do it. Behance.net/challenge/illustrator. You can catch up on all of the challenges and have a bunch of fun. We've actually used tools in every day that we had learned the day before, right? A little bit of extra. So Paris, we made the repeat. We use the transform again features. In Sydney, we're using the arc tool, but we also use the arc tool combined with the transform again to make some of the details. From then we moved on and we made the turtle, the simple shape turtle. We learned how to use simple shapes, how to apply some really cool roughen effects, and how to use the Pathfinder. And we also applied the arc tool that we had used the day before into creating some fins. Today we created the flag using the line segments, but we also incorporated some simple shapes from yesterday and applied the indexes. So every day we're trying to apply something from the day before. So go back and tune in, rewatch these, share them with your friends, tell your mom. I don't know, send a letter, write the instructions in a letter and send them. I don't know what else to tell you. I love that you're here though. I love that you all watch, and remember at the end of the day, 2:30 p.m., make sure you tune back in right here on behance.net/live for Adobe Office Hours with Nick Longo and I. We're doing our midterm. It's the perfect time to tune in, and we are giving away a free year of Adobe Creative Cloud, as well as a bunch of other prizes. So tune in for that. Set your calendars right now. Literally yell at your phone and be like, set a reminder for 2 hours, and tune back in at 2:30. It's going to be a grand old time. So thanks so much for tuning in today. I will see you not tomorrow. Oh, I'll see you tonight if you want to tune into our review stream. And then if not, I will see you on Monday for our next daily creative challenge as we hop off and head overseas again out of the US into Egypt? Question mark? I think we're going to Egypt. Egypt or Brazil. One of those two. I'll see you there. Bye.